to Crisis Report Alert. It is September 25th, 2025. We are brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. We'll have more on that info on the end of the broadcast. We're going to be talking today about a lot of different things, but things are getting real warlike. Hegseth has basically called in all the generals and admirals for a big meeting, which is problematic, but we'll get there. This is your Crisis Report Alert for September 25th, 2025. Trump has given the Marine Corps Silent Platoon a presidential challenge coin. He also meets with Pakistan's Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif on Thursday. U.S. and Pakistan are working together through a number of issues when it comes to counterterrorism and when it comes to economic and trade ties, according to State Department officials. Iran state TV broadcast images of documents and footage says that there's related to Israel's nuclear activities, which Israel, Tehran's sworn enemy, has never officially confirmed nor denied. HHS Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. told Republican states this week that the FDA would conduct a new review of abortion pills, a move that abortion rights advocates say would lead to significant restrictions. China is ready to expand cooperation with the Gates Foundation by carrying out more cooperative projects across the entire health chain globally. President Trump will meet President of Turkey and Prime Minister of Pakistan today. Drone flights over Danish airports, systematic and hybrid operation by professional actor, according to the defense ministers. Denmark says it will boost capacity to detect and neutralize the drones. And Zelensky is ready to leave office after the war with Russia ends. EU is open to antitrust probes into German software giant SAP. India Defense Ministry signs a $7 billion deal for 97 domestically made fighter jets. French debt has hit $4 trillion, piling pressure on the new prime minister. Palestinian leader has told the UN there's no role for Hamas in its state. Israel was spying on IAEA chief Rafael Grossi through his phone camera. Iran released the images that their spies managed to take them out from Israel. Massive amount of drones were flying all over Denmark last night. Drones have been seen by South Jutland police over military airbase fighter wing Skjerdstrup, which houses F-16 and F-35 fighter craft and other NATO bases. Drones just vanished and the police are not able to find them. This means Denmark is heavily compromised. Ukrainian media used AI to digitally add extra audience members during Zelensky's speech at the UN. YouTube has already shut down the newly created channels of Nick Fuentes and Alex Jones. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth has called a rare emergency meeting bringing together hundreds of generals and admirals. FBI has seized documents on weapons of mass destruction from John Bolton's office. China has repurposed 1950s JASE Soviet jets as supersonic drones armed with 550-pound bombs. Nicolas Sarkozy, former French president, sentenced to 5 years in prison for plot to fund his election campaign with money from Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi. NATO Secretary General Rutte says you will see a constant flow of American weapons into Ukraine paid for by allies. Slovenia has banned Netanyahu from entering its country, an EU first. Poland reportedly considers granting asylum to Nord Stream bombing suspect Volodymyr Zelensky and honoring him with a state decoration ahead of a German trial. Oh, it's Volodymyr Z. It's not Zelensky, sorry. So Poland has reportedly considered granting asylum to the Nord Stream bombing suspect, Volodymyr Z, whoever that may be. Musk's Grok and XAI approved for use across United States government agencies. And more on the YouTube bans of Alex Jones and Nick Fuentes' newest channels, despite the platform's recent claim to the House Judiciary Committee of a commitment to, quote, free expression. YouTube has issued a statement saying, we've seen some previously terminated creators try to start new channels. To clarify, our pilot program on terminations is not yet open, It's still against our community guidelines for previously terminated users to use, possess, or create other channels, and will terminate new channels from previously terminated users in accordance with these guidelines. We'll have more to share on the limited pilot program soon. Stay tuned. Starmer to require all UK adults to own government-issued digital ID, allegedly to stop the boats. Sure. After a strong tremor started on the eastern coast and entered several states of Venezuela, 2 aftershocks were reported at Ciudad Ojeda, Bajacuero, and Mene Grande, Zulia. Colombian Geological Service reported the earthquake mainly as 8.0, 1721 Colombian time, while Intima at 1750 stated it was a 6.2. Earthquake was located 26 kilometers southeast of Bajacuero and 49 kilometers southeast of Lagunillas. Zelensky warns the Russian forces they must know where the bomb shelters are. If they do not stop the war, they will need them. An Antifa blog site has issued a call for further attacks on ICE facilities across the country. Post also explains Antifa's ideology, sociopathy, chaos, destruction, and violence for the sake of, quote, becoming ungovernable, end quote. This is why Antifa's focus changes from Occupy-related rioting to BLM to Trantifa. Anything they can use to incite violence, they will exploit. Quote, every fist that hurls a piece of concrete through a bank or an ICE agent's car window has the potential to ignite a wildfire. For some of us, chaos and destruction are the only activities in which we experience life as liberated creativity, end quote. So liberated creativity is destruction because they don't get their little way. John Brown Club receives financial and legal support from the organization allied with Anti-Fascist International Conference. This is a conference is directly linked to Nicolas Maduro, who heads the Cartel de los Soles, which is designated as a specially designated global terrorist. U.S. Navy's USS Mitchell and Lebanese Navy vessels conducted joint maritime patrol on Mediterranean Sea today, enhancing interoperability and security cooperation per CENTCOM. Operation costs and follows a $14.2 million U.S. aid package to support Lebanon's armed forces and country's efforts to disarm non-state actors, including Hezbollah. Flights canceled across Berlin airport after the cyber attack. It's still not operational and under normal conditions following the cyber attack on September 19th and continuing to operate in an emergency mode. 3 flights were canceled today, 12 departures and arrivals disrupted yesterday. Disruptions were caused by the service from the U.S. company Collins Aerospace, which provides key airport systems and targeted in the attack. Similar interruptions have been reported in Brussels, Dublin, and London. Perpetrators of the attack remain unknown. Sky News reports 2 Russian surveillance satellites are pursuing satellites used by Germany's armed forces, quoting the German defense minister. And Microsoft has revoked Israel Army's Unit 8200 access to its Azure cloud services after a 972 magazine local call and Guardian investigation revealing the unit stored millions of Palestinians' intercepted calls on Microsoft servers. NATO is split on shooting down Russian jets. Estonia called emergency meeting after 3 Russian jets violated its airspace for 12 minutes. Poland, Baltics, and the U.S. are pushing for forceful responses. Germany, Southern Europe have urged restraint, fearing escalation. Final statement, soften the language, no firm shoot-down policy yet. Other than that, folks, this is your crisis report alert. It is September 25th, 2025. We are brought to you by Augusta Precious Metals. Please, if you're considering putting an IRA into gold and silver, which is becoming incredibly fashionable the way the metals are going, consider the link in the description. They'll do an informational session with you and guide you to probably what will hopefully be an informed decision. We'll also have one more day on the OUPES solar generator deal. That is all in our partnership area, or go to OUPES.com where they have 50% off many of the deals. Have a wonderful day. Check out the links in the description. God bless you all, and we'll see you on the next one.
And who meditates on his law day and night. That person is like a tree planted by streams of water, which yields its fruit in season, in whose delight leaf does not wither. Whatever they do prospers. Not so the wicked. They are like chaff that the wind blows away. Therefore the wicked will not stand in the judgment, nor in the assembly of the righteous. For the Lord watches over the way of the righteous, but the way of the wicked leads to destruction.